Fertility rate. Yeah, that's a good
one.
Today we're going to talk about China's fertility rate. As you know, there's been problems there for several years. I know in their policy between 1980 and 2015 was one child only. And you could not have more than one child.
Wow.
And then 2015, supposedly, they changed it. That's what come out into the news, but the question is, did they change it? Because people there want to have more than one child. And this kid, I'll tell you, I would take him. He's good looking. I would take that boy. Perfect features and everything. And that's a baby that was just born. But they haven't had many children. In fact, in another 10 years, China will have more people over 60 than the entire population of the United States.
Oh my God.
So everybody there will be real old.
Wow.
And its workforce is shrinking, and there's not enough babies being born. You know, they say they changed the law,
So their population is going to die off.
Keep saying they changed the law where you can have 2 children, but...
Oh, so now it's only 2? You can't have more than that?
They say you can have 2 after this 2015, but naturally some women want to have 3 and 4, and if you have more than 2, you can be fined. And you might get the baby, but you're going to have to pay a big fine. Like here, this woman, this place where she is, they punish people for the 3rd child, with some couples fined $23,000 for having that 3rd child.
That's worth it.
And another woman's pregnant with her 3rd child, and she said she's been hiding since her 3rd child birth to avoid a fine she fears would be 5 times her family's annual income. So, as you can see here, they have a lot of people in homes, older people sitting around, retired, but you know, that takes a lot of money to keep them going to retirement homes. They got to have pensions and everything else. Now, another guy who had a father of a child, they punished him. They were after him, they got him, and they punished him, and they operate on him, and they sterilized him. Now, it's hard to believe that.
Why? He kept having a whole bunch of children?
Well, he
was sleeping with a lot of women or something?
No, he had some children, and they told him not to have any more. So, the last one, he was sterilized. Then they said they were sorry. They did it, you know. But that's not really...
That's crazy.
Right. You know, they can discourage you from having more than...
Imagine if they did that in the United States.
Supposedly you're allowed to have 2 children now, but actually, since this thing's been going,
they should do that here.
They're even against 2 children.
They should make it where...
But supposedly the law was changed in 2015. But actually, 53% of the women in China don't want more than 1 child.
Right.
And that one man, he was visiting a province in hometown, Yunnan, a father of 4, he was taken away by local county officials who forcibly sterilized him, saying he had broken family planning rules. And that's what they put on social media. Then after that, they said they were sorry and things like that. But I don't know. Should somebody be sterilized for having 4 children?
It's crazy.
But their population is aging, and it's aging fast. Another one, a woman had...
Well, if you're only able to have 1 child, then there's no more kids.
And the parents don't know what's going to happen. They want to have the 3rd child. And one woman, 34, she's paying a fine of $12,000 for the birth of her 3rd child. Does that mean the children are legal? And another woman had to get a loan for $7,000.
God.
For having a 2nd child when the 1-child policy was in effect.
Well, they should disagree. They should take that away.
She had to pay a fine.
They should discard that.
And another woman had to sell her clothing shop to pay a fine for having a child. And they keep saying that they changed it, it's going to change, but there's no way, though. Their population is increasing so fast, people 60 and over, there's no way that they can get enough children to work and also get money in to pay all these retired people. And actually, one expert says as incomes rise in the world, the sizes of families tend to go down, especially when you get involved in big cities. Because if you lived in, say you lived in New York City and you have 1, 2, 3 children, the more children you have, it's harder to support all these children. You know, it's expensive going to school and things like that.
Yeah.
Another professor over in China, they wanted her to have an abortion for her 3rd child, which she didn't want to do, and her employer said that she put at risk everyone working with her. She worked for a school and said all these people were at risk because she wanted to have her 3rd child, and they said don't have it, they're going to come in here and give us a lot of trouble. And finally she had the 3rd child, but her family moved to the Philippines.
Wow.
And also China has one of the lowest retirement ages in the world, average of 55. So all these people are retiring.
Hey, I'm sorry. And let me call you. Okay, bye.
That's going to take more money to support them, homes, retirement pay, and things like that. And the births are going down. In 2017, births went down to 17 million. Well below the forecast of 20 million. So that 1 child is set in the mind of most of the Chinese, and they keep talking about sticking to that 1 child, even though the laws changed in 2015. It said you can have a 2nd child. So that 1 child policy is still in effect as far as how the people think, because if you came up, you only had 1 child, you automatically figured that's all the other people should have. But you know, it's hard to, I never had a boy, just girls, but this boy I would take in a minute. And you figure, I don't know, there's another child, maybe that's the 2nd, but if that law was still in effect of one child, one of these two wouldn't be here. But with the law making the
Mary Jane's calling me.
But anyway.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
I don't know what's.
Hold on just a second. We're filming.
I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll keep you posted on what happens in China. Thank you.